Good afternoon, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. Today, we're going to be talking about Moraga, who has gotten from the upcoming new Earth Select quest that comes out next Wednesday. We're going to go into all of his details, kind of what he's going to bring to the table. Let's go ahead and dig in. So Moraga is going to be a new job, which is essentially just an upgraded Viking. Barbarian King with Paladin and Ninja, move 3, jump 1. If you need someone to kind of compare him to in your mind, you can think Durando. And, you know, for a lot of people, that might not be a good comparison. Personally, I really enjoy Durando, and I think Moraga will bring a little something to the Earth element. I will say, going through Muraga's kit, though, I don't think he's going to be as versatile or see as much use as maybe Camillo did when I was utilizing Camillo, but I'm hoping we might get some GL exclusive buffs to Moraga, specifically in the form of a individual unit buff on, say, the Moraga Vision card. I think that would be something that would really kind of top Moraga off and maybe make him somewhat viable in an Earth formation, maybe in place of like Ketone. But definitely something I'm thinking about and looking at. Now, his TMR is very interesting and very cool, and I would argue is the best axe in the game up until the more recent Gigant's axe, which just released on JP. It does give HP 32, attack 203, critical hit rate 4. What I really love about it, though, is that it does increase initial AP plus 25. And yet again, another video where I have forgotten to turn my alert box off. Sorry about that, but thank you for the subscription, Botan X. So his mastery ability going to increase HP 10% for Earth allies, Earth attack 15% for Earth allies, and it's going to give him an additional 20% attack. I don't know this for sure, but I'm pretty sure that Moraga has the highest base attack in the game. You can see here after his EX, he has 608 attack, HP 4030, defense 8, agility 62. He's gonna be a pretty tanky boy. He has slash resistance 10%, magic resistance down 10%, and punching resistance 10% as well. This is pretty much in line with most Earth units. I would say if you're worried about potentially a Black Rose Helena one-shotting him, we're going to kind of talk about that here in the future, because I do think there are things you can do to kind of mitigate that and actually make him maybe stand a chance against Black Rose Helena. In his support kit, he does have Barbarian Proof, which will be HP 20%, Evasion -10, Paladin's Blessing, Defense 12, HP 12%, Shadow Running, Agility 12%, Luck 12%, and Chikuchi for the Move 1, Jump 1. Lots of good passives here. You're probably going to end up setting the Shadow Running and Chikuchi. I think, honestly, Moraga has enough defensive utility that you probably don't need to set Paladin's Blessing all the time. But again, it could be, you know, depending on your situation, you might want to. In terms of counters, he does have Snake's Grudge, which is a 30% chance to give him a 30% attack buff. I think that's great, but I think Paladin's Guard is the way to go. 20% chance to reduce physical damage taken 45%. That's just standard, you know, bread and butter. You're going to want to set that for any type of physical survival type of unit. His basic attack is going to be a slash 70% modifier, which is based solely on his attack value. Taking a look at his main kit here, it is really interesting. Most of it is going to be close range, and he does have a physical barrier break in his main kit, which is range, so that is pretty cool. He also gets something called the Demon Snake Stance. Now, if you are familiar with Viking at all, usually there is like a buff which will reduce you know, maybe their evasion or something in order to buff their defense and HP. Well, this is kind of the upgraded version of that. And the upgraded version, once you get his 120, is going to be defense plus 25, spirit 15, defense penetration 20, and then it's going to decrease his healing power by 20 for 3 turns to self. This is, of course, important because he does have a drain HP attack if you are looking into his sub kit. So if we come down here into his Barbarian King sub kit, he does have access to Fate, which is going to absorb HP when you attack. Do I think this is vital enough? Like, this is a really good buff. Defense 25, Spirit 15, Defense Penetration 20. I mean, you don't even need to worry about, you know, you're probably not even going to be setting him on sub Barbarian King, so I would not worry about it. He's going to have an ability called Devil, which is a close range AoE attack, which will decrease magic 43%, and it cancels ability activation. He's going to have essentially Tomahawk, which is a it's not going to have the crit rate, but it's going to have Man-Eater plus 30 on it, and it's going to have 165% modifier, so very powerful. Finally, he is going to have what's called the Quick Breathing Snake King Break. So it's going to increase slash resistance penetration by 30. It's going to deal 200% modifier attack, and the upgraded version lowers the AP cost for this ability, and it's going to have a 25% chance to inflict slow. Not the best ability. I would actually probably rather have him use Throwing Axe. I might actually turn this off on him. And his final job level 25 ability, Fainted, is going to be 165x modifier with piercing, 25% chance to inflict stun for 1 turn. I do think this is an important ability because there's so many units that do not have stun resistance on them that you're going to be landing this stun resistance, or you're going to be landing this stun relatively frequently. Now into his off kits, again, Barbarian King, his sub, you're probably not going to be setting this. It gives debuff resistance plus 100 with a 25% chance to inflict Berserk on himself. Probably not interested. The absorb HP from Fate is pretty good, but again, you probably want to lean in more on the defensive aspect, and with the amount of HP you're likely to heal, because you do have to be like point blank in order to use that, I would probably rather just have him use Sentinel, or maybe use Immortal Fighting Spirit from Paladin sub, right? Because then he can use that while he's at a distance, and he's going to have a chance to revive himself. He does have access to sub Ninja, and this is cool for Dream Within a Dream, because he does have the 3-hit Dream Within a Dream, but I really think we're going to be setting Paladin with that Immortal Spirit, and this is where I think he may have a fighting chance against Black Rose Helena. The reason is because the Earth composition that I've been running right now, a lot of you guys know that I have been running a combination of Ketone, GL Zazan, and Bikini Lilith, and I kind of want to replace Moraga with Ketone, right, and put him in there. Having him use Immortal Spirit would make it so that he could take a hit, right? And I am aware that Dwayne is in the world, and you know, that's an important factor to consider, especially with GL Zazan too. But I do think, you know, Black Rose Helena is going to hit him first, and as long as you build him appropriately with magic resistance, maybe some other HP up masteries in your party, with a moderate amount of spirit and magic resistance, or AoE resistance, or HP, right? You might be able to survive a hit, and you may be able to, you know, engage your opponent and kill your opponent. Also, with the high base attack that Moraga has, he doesn't need to have attack enhancing VCs on him, right? You can put defensive VCs. You could even put Leonis Castle, for example, because he has such a high attack that he doesn't need his attack buffed by you, right? So there is an aspect of Moraga which I do enjoy, and I do wonder about, where maybe he does have the versatility Camillo has if you're running him in an Earth composition. He's not going to be standalone like Camillo is, but I do wonder if we're going to make him tanky enough, powerful enough to kind of be this anti-Black Rose Helena brawler that the Earth formation kind of needs. Do I think it's 100% going to be pulled off? Probably not. But it's definitely something that I'm excited to experiment with, to test with. You all know that I've been having a lot of fun with my current Earth composition. In terms of vision cards, I do really hope that we see the Moraga vision card get buffed with a Moraga specific buff, or that we get another, you know, maybe a beach type vision card that gives Earth Elemental advantage in the coming week. Gonna have to kind of wait and see. Other than that, pretty much any of the Earth VCs are going to be good with him. Camillo's VC, I'm still like, that's a pretty good VC if you're running a mono Earth element formation, and it adds a lot of survivability, so it kind of does the same thing that the Golem VC does. Gonna be kind of tough to choose which one. you would probably just want to run one of them and then run Fenrir on the other side. Again, this is us speculating, right, on how you counter Black Rose Helena, because that, of course, is going to be Earth's worst nightmare, is being weak to magic, and Black Rose Helena being currently rampant everywhere. Of course, the Earth element specific magic resistance VC that just came out on JP is going to be quite a ways away. That is going to be the Noctis VC, which does give magic resistance 20% to all Earth element units. Talk about delaying that for global, because we're going to have to wait quite a long time for Earth to actually have viable magic resistance VCs without just running Fenrir. So a little bit of a bummer there, but you know, maybe we're going to be able to pull it through. Maybe you'll see some Moraga. I'll definitely be experimenting with him. And if you're worried about the upcoming quests, I will be doing videos on it over the next couple days, talking about the Earth selection quest and kind of how to navigate your way through there. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you do want to support me, please use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins. As always, have a great rest of your day.